Hello everyone. So today I just want to do a follow-up third session of my allergy immunotherapy that I did yesterday, and unfortunately it did not go so well um, because of all these symptoms that I was experiencing after the second shot. If you have watched my second session video, I mentioned it that I was experiencing some symptoms after the session. I experienced some unique symptoms. Like they were very different in a sense of like I got really red and very hot, but it was only my face and my ears. But so when I got there yesterday for my appointment, I had to mention it to the nurse what transpired, even though I spoke to them the day of when it happened. But I had to just to kind of like refresh their memories, and I also had some pictures to show, so I did show them all the pictures, and they were pretty alarmed, and they also mentioned it to me that that the session is going to be a little bit more stronger than the second session, which I had some reactions from. And I was a little bit nervous about it because being the fact that I never experienced something like that before, but we are talking about injecting things that I'm allergic to in my vein and letting the immune system kind of fight it off. So it's kind of given, but also when you have that kind of reaction, it's very scary. So the nurse, pre-warned me about that session. The dosage was going to be a little bit more potent, and they were going to put the volume is going to be a little bit higher, how much they're going to put inside me. And the first two shots for the both arms, it was fine. I was perfectly fine. They monitored me for 20 minutes, and the first two shots, the volume wasn't as much. It was the same as the first two previous sessions. But this time, she did mention it to me before she inserted the needle. She said that when I was going for the second, she told me that the volume is going to be high this time. So just want to let you know it's going to be a little bit longer. And it was a little bit longer when she inserted the needle. I would say it took like 5 seconds. It was a little bit painful, not because of the needle, but when it was going inside me. I think it was because of the volume. And she said that we're going to monitor you for 30 to 45 minutes. And I was waiting in the waiting area instead of the back room. And slowly I was getting hot. My ears were the first to go hot. And I knew right away that it was, I knew that it was going to be like the same reaction that I had from the second session when I was home. And slowly my throat got like itchy. And that's when I knew, because the second session when I had the reaction, I didn't have anything to do with, like my throat was completely fine. I was just hot to the touch and super red. And it was just my face and my ears. It was just here. And being the fact that the third session, the volume of the vaccine was pretty much, it was like double from the first two sessions. I think that's why I reacted very strongly against it. And once my throat starts itching up, I went to the receptionist and I said, I am feeling some symptoms, if you don't mind getting the nurse. And she right away came for me and she was like, let's go in the back. And she said, are you okay? So I said, no, I'm getting hot. And then slowly, right before our eyes, my face was turning red and I had a mask on. And she said, are you having a hard time breathing? And I said, no. And she told me to take off my mask so that way I'm more comfortable. And it was pretty bad because my throat was getting worse and worse. And it was really like dry and very itchy and like very scratchy. Like I wanted to scratch my throat, but it was in the inside. So, and she said, let's wait and monitor you right here in the office room. And she went to get the doctor because I was getting really red, and the red was slowly moving down as like my arms, and I am going to post some pictures here. It was really red. I had to take some pictures for myself to show to my family how this session went, and it was a bit scary because the first reaction that I had, it only stayed right here and it never traveled down, but this time being the fact that the volume was much higher, and I think my body just couldn't handle the amount of dose that they put inside me. And slowly I was getting hot all over, not just my face, my ears. It was just all over my body, and I was getting very, very nervous. But I tried my very best to talk myself out, like, just trying to talk to myself in my head. Like, it's okay, just calm down. The best thing you can do is just, breathe. My nose was getting clogged up. My sinus was slowly closing. And I was, of course, communicating with the nurse who was right in front of me. And they gave me some pills to subdue the reaction. And when I went back, stayed for a little bit, and it was getting really, really hot to the point that I had to go outside because it was cooler outside than inside, just to kind of like, get comfortable, even though it was very uncomfortable, but the cool air definitely helped. But my throat was very itchy, my arms, my hands, and I took some pictures outside when I was waiting, just to document it for myself. As the reason why I'm doing these videos is because I wanted to document it for myself and also let you guys know my experience, because it was my first time doing allergy immunotherapy, and I wanted to be as complete transparent as possible. And so I took some pictures, and when I looked at the picture, I noticed that my neck was really, really red, and that alerted me to just go to the bathroom and take my shirt off, just to see if I'm red all over my whole body. And I was, and that really freaked me out, because I took some pictures in the bathroom when I took my shirt off, so I'm also gonna post that as well. So there was nothing I could do, and there was, of course, they didn't want me to go home, and they told, so when I went back to the waiting area just to wait for the nurse for more instructions, the receptionist was getting a little bit nervous because she could see, and it was a small waiting area, and the office was right there with the glass window, and she could see that I was reacting to the vaccine. And she said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm just a bit hot." And she's like, "Let me go get the nurse because you don't look too good." And when the nurse came to get me, mind you, they have other patients as well, but you have to monitor me. And when she took me back into the treatment room, I got a little bit dizzy, and I told her that too. And she went and got the doctor, and the doctor told her to give me the allergy shot. The allergy shot is something that people get for temporary fix, and I have done that before. And the fact that they were giving me allergy shot is because I was very allergic to everything that they gave me, and they had to control it. And the fact that the pills did not do anything, and they had to give me the allergy shot, and it helped, but it was painful. And she told me that it was going to be painful, the allergy shot. And so I was waiting, and the doctor came into the treatment room, and the nurse was there. So it was 3 of us, and the doctor was explaining to me that why I was being so reactive, like why my body is reacting so much, because I'm very allergic to whatever they're giving me. And he said that it's not your immune system, because I honestly thought it was because maybe it's because I have a poor immune system, that's why. But he said it's not because of that, it's just depends on the individual. He has had patients who have turned completely red, but they're fine, they usually keep going. And I said, "Do you want me to keep going? Because you gave me the allergy shot, so that's probably going to help with the reaction." And he right away said no, because you are also experiencing other symptoms, like your throat is itchy, and we don't want to test that out. So we're going to just stop the session. So unfortunately, we had to cut the session short, even though I waited there for like more than an hour, probably like close to 2 hours, because they had to monitor me. And which was quite disappointing because, I just wanted to get this done with, the sessions, and being the fact that I was with the color scheme, I was, that was my yellow session, meaning the next session is the red, which is like the concentrated things that I'm allergic to. And I was almost done, because once you're in red, that's like the final stage, and then after that you kind of graduate. But being the fact that the yellow was way too strong, and we had to cut it short to the point that, that's prolonging the whole thing, because now I have to come for more sessions for the yellow, because they have to make sure to give me the percentage of dosage that my body could handle, and not give me too much, and that's going to take more time. But overall, it was a very scary experience. I was nervous going in because of, with the second session being a little bit rough. After the session, the third session, I knew there was going to be a lot stronger, and my body definitely reacted to it, not in a good way. And it really gave them a show, because they weren't expecting me to react that badly. But I'm glad that I didn't pass out. I'm glad that I didn't go as far as, puking or my throat getting closed. Thank God for that. But my sinus and everything, it was pretty clogged, and my whole body was red, and I was super hot, and it was not a good feeling. And then she also mentioned that this whole treatment process could, because I have eczema, and it's a seasonal eczema, and they already mentioned to me that, they already told me that this could trigger your eczema, and which I was a little bit nervous about, because I usually get my eczema around my, it's like on my legs, on my shin. So I was checking for that when I was in the bathroom and also in the waiting area, and I was getting itchy all around my body. Like I was scratching my skin off, because it was so bad, and I'm scratching it right now. But I knew it wasn't going to be easy going in with this whole treatment plan, but this is quite an experience for me. And now that I'm halfway through, of course I'm not going to stop, and my next session is this coming Monday, and I am very nervous about it, because most likely I'm going to react the same way. But I just have to be in. I just want to get through the end of the tunnel and see the light, and be completely cured from my allergies, because it sucks. But the good thing is, ever since I started this treatment, I've been getting a lot of sleep. It's not the same as before, where at night it gets really bad to the point that I wake up twice. And also I have everything on, my air purifier, my humidifier, but last night I wanted to test it out to see how I'm going to be feeling the next day if I don't have the humidifier on, and I was completely fine, which really amazed me, because most of the time I get really dry, like my throat and everything. But last night I just wanted to test it out, and it was a success, and thank God for that. So I'm glad that I'm seeing improvement. That's why I want to get done with this plan, this treatment plan, and make it through. So that was my third session. Thank you so much for watching.